When November hits and most of us are scraping ice off our windshields, trudging through slush, or counting down the days until spring, there's another group of people living a very different kind of winter. The ultra-rich, billionaires, elite investors, old money families, and new age tech founders see the cold season not as downtime, but as one of the most strategic periods of the year. To most, winter is a time to slow down, but to them, it's a time to think ahead, to reposition, to move quietly while the rest of the world is distracted. This isn't about luxury for luxury's sake. It's about control, access, and long-term vision. And understanding that when everyone else is in hibernation mode, that's the best moment to prepare for the next big move. The surface myth: skiing, fireplaces, and designer snow boots. When you picture rich people in winter, the usual cliches come to mind. The Aspen ski chalets, the champagne lounges of St. Moritz, the après-ski parties lit by crackling fires and expensive smiles. Sure, those things exist, but they're only the visible surface. What's hidden underneath that glossy postcard image is something much more intentional. The ultra-rich don't just vacation, they disappear. They use winter as a season of privacy and power, a built-in excuse to retreat from the noise of the world. Behind closed chalet doors, aboard yachts moored in warm turquoise waters, or in minimalist villas hidden in the Alps, deals are being drafted, alliances are being formed, and the blueprint for the next year is quietly being sketched. Where they go: the private geography of power. Forget crowded ski resorts and tourist-packed destinations. The top 0.01% move in a different world, one made up of private enclaves, invitation-only circles, and places where discretion is the ultimate luxury. Aspen, Colorado, isn't just for skiing. Entire chalets are rented out, not for leisure, but for private business summits. Here, billionaires meet over wine and firelight to discuss investments, startups, and global strategies. No reporters, no leaks. St. Moritz, Switzerland, famous for its Snow Polo World Cup, is less about horses and more about who's talking to whom on the sidelines. Deals are made in fur-trimmed tents, introductions arranged at charity dinners. It's networking on snow, elegant, subtle, and exclusive. The Maldives and the Caribbean turn into floating boardrooms in January. Mega yachts line up side by side, hosting informal summits among founders, financiers, and royalty. The tropical calm hides the fact that billions of dollars worth of decisions are being discussed over sunset cocktails. Each of these destinations serves one purpose: proximity. The richest people on Earth know that opportunity often starts with being in the right room or on the right island at the right time. Winter travel isn't about escape, it's about positioning. What they actually do: the winter rituals of the wealthy. The ultra-rich follow a yearly rhythm that's almost invisible to everyone else. It's not written about in business books or shared on social media, but it's there, a seasonal pattern designed for growth, reinvention, and control. Number 1. Winter masterminds. These are private idea weekends or founder retreats, invitation-only gatherings where entrepreneurs, investors, and CEOs come together to share insights, forecasts, and inside information about emerging trends. Think of them as TED Talks with no cameras, where every conversation could turn into the seed of a billion-dollar idea. Instead of public speaking and applause, the atmosphere is confidential and forward-looking. Attendees trade insights on technology, market shifts, and new industries before the rest of the world even notices them. For the ultra-rich, knowledge is leverage, and these winter gatherings are how they get it early. Number 2. Health and longevity reset. Winter is also when the elite reset their bodies. For them, health isn't just personal, it's an asset class. The thinking goes, the longer and sharper they stay, the longer their empires thrive. They visit longevity clinics in Switzerland, undergo stem cell therapies, and spend weeks in structured silence at meditation or biohacking retreats. Cryotherapy sessions, infrared saunas, and customized supplements replace the gym routines most of us drop by mid-January. The winter slowdown becomes a high-end performance reboot. To the ultra-rich, energy and clarity are just as important as money, because both compound over time.
3. Portfolio repositioning. While the rest of the world is winding down after the holidays, the financial elite are quietly making moves. January is bargain season in global markets, a time when distressed assets, undervalued companies, or new opportunities can be acquired at a discount. Billionaires review their holdings, rebalance portfolios, and identify what's ripe for takeover. It's not luck, it's timing. While average investors wait for news headlines to tell them what's happening, the ultra-rich are already acting on private information and forward forecasts developed in those very winter retreats. 4. Rebranding and reinvention. Winter is also when they rebuild, personally and professionally. Some launch new ventures under the radar, others pivot businesses or quietly rebrand. A winter rebrand allows them to emerge in spring with a new company, a fresh narrative, or a refined image while no one was paying attention. In business, visibility can be a disadvantage. The smart ones know that making moves in silence allows them to stay unpredictable. By the time the rest of the market wakes up, the next chapter is already written. Why they do it? The power of quiet. Here's the secret. The ultra-rich don't see winter as cold, they see it as quiet. And quiet is where clarity lives. Quiet means no public obligations, fewer distractions, fewer demands for attention. In this stillness, they can step away from constant noise and think strategically. They can reflect on what worked, what didn't, and where the next opportunity lies. It's during these months of isolation that they design long-term plans, 5, 10, even 20 years ahead. It's when new ventures are conceptualized, family offices are restructured, and foundations are planned. While the world is busy chasing short-term trends, the ultra-rich are designing the next one. This mindset is what separates wealth from wealth building. They don't react to the present, they create the future. And the quiet of winter gives them the space to do exactly that. The hidden rules of winter power. There's also a set of unspoken principles that govern how the elite operate during this season, social codes that might not be written anywhere, but are understood by everyone in that world. 1. Privacy equals power. The first rule is simple. The less people know, the more control you have. Real locations, true schedules, and actual plans are never shared publicly. The Instagram photos and press stories, carefully curated misdirection. Privacy is not about secrecy, it's about safety and strategy. 2. Small circles, big trust. Winter is for intimacy. Forget large conferences or big crowds. Deals happen over dinners, walks, or quiet weekends. The smaller the group, the higher the trust, and the faster the decision-making. They know that one deep conversation with the right person can achieve more than 100 networking events. 3. No flexing, only signaling. Unlike summer's loud luxury, winter for the wealthy is understated. Cashmere over logos, monochrome over metallic. No grand displays, just quiet confidence. This isn't about hiding wealth, it's about signaling control. In their world, subtlety is the highest form of status. I don't need to show you my wealth. You'll feel it. The winter mindset, turning stillness into strategy. If there's one thing to learn from the ultra-rich, it's that they use winter differently. They treat it as a deliberate pause, not to rest from ambition, but to refine it. They understand that stepping back is sometimes the most powerful move forward. Winter becomes their private laboratory, a time for solitude, study, and vision. They journal, they plan, they forecast. Some even block off weeks with no phone, no meetings, just thinking time. Because in the world of high stakes and constant movement, the rarest commodity isn't money, it's clarity. They cultivate it deliberately. Reframing the season, what we can learn. You don't need a chalet in the Alps or a yacht in the Caribbean to think like this. The lesson of the ultra-rich winter is universal. Use the quiet seasons of life to think long-term. Step back and audit your year, not just what you achieved, but what you learned. Refocus your health and energy. Your body is your first investment.
Reimagine your personal portfolio, your skills, your network, your direction. Make winter your planning season, not your waiting season. If you treat winter as a chance to get ahead, mentally, financially, or creatively, you'll start to see it not as something to endure, but as a secret advantage. For most people, winter is the off-season. For the ultra-rich, it's the advantage season. They rest differently. They invest differently. And when the snow melts, they emerge already 10 steps ahead because they used the quiet to prepare for the noise. The difference isn't just money, it's mindset. So the next time the days grow short and the world slows down, ask yourself, what if you used your winter like a billionaire would? Maybe it's time we all stopped dreading winter and started designing it.